Hey, what is up, YouTube? Sorry that I haven't posted any videos in a long time, but you know, college is busy and everything, and yeah. But anyway, recently I've heard about the new Dark Magician of Illusions, and that got me a little excited. And recently I've just been addicted to Dark Magicians, and I'm trying to figure out a way to break them, and I did. But, um, big question about the Dark Magician of Illusions is that going to be like the next structure deck coming out for more support like the Cyber Dragons and Blue Eyes, or what? If so, I'm going to be super pumped for it. But anyway, enough about that. Let's go ahead and get to this deck profile. I'll run the Spellbook run, and I'll show you why in a minute, but let's just go ahead and get started. You want to run 3 Dark Magicians, 2 Dark Magician Girls, 2 Magicians Valkyria, 2 Summoner Monks, 3 Skilled Dark Magicians, 3 Breaker the Magical Warrior, 2 Gaga Magicians, and 2 Spellbook Magician of Prophecies. And as for your spell cards, you want to run 2 Magical Dimension, 3 Spellbook of Secrets, 3 Spellbook of Wisdom, 3 Spellbook of Power, 2 Spellbook of Master, 2 Spellbook Star Hall, 2 Grand Spellbook Towers, and 1 Dark Hole. And the only traps that I run are 2 Magician Circles and 3 Call of the Haunteds. As for your extra deck, you want to run 2 Magician Girls, 2 Master Key Beetles, 1 I don't know how to pronounce that. I think it's Exciton Knight or something. I don't know. But anyway, Gaga Cowboy, Black Ship of Corn, Symphony Djinn, or Maestro, whatever, Diamond Dire Wolf, Photon Papillarative, Gymnite Pearl, Magical Hierophant, something of some sort, don't know how to pronounce it, Draco Sack, Big Eye, and Master of Blades. And for your side deck, which is my usual, 2 Maxis and 2 Effect Veilers, triple MST, double Line Prisoning Mirror, 2 Roll Decrees, 2 DNA Surgeries, and 2 Imperial Iron Walls. And that's pretty much the deck. Now let's go ahead and explain everything. I mean, first of all, this is a 42 card deck because I had like 1 extra space in this deck. I didn't want to run another Spellbook of Masters. Another thing that I'm going to go ahead and mention, I apologize for the duel video that you're about to see of this. I'm going to have another duel video of this very, very soon. But I've changed this deck a little bit every now and then just to see its flaws. But Spellbook of Masters was always dead if you had it at 3 for me. But anyway, I needed something to bring back my Magicians, and Call the Haunted was just the way to go, and I needed 3 of these, so I decided to go ahead and run 3 of these. And while we're talking about traps, the Magician to Circle, there's many different combos you can do with it. First of all, it's an instant way to get Dark Magician Girl, which is really cool. And also, you could also, if you have Magician's Valkyria on the field, you can activate Magician's Circle, get another Magician's Valkyria, and you pretty much shut your opponent down on attacking. I'm thinking about adding a 3rd Magician's Valkyria, but I'm not sure yet. So that's enough about the trap cards. Let's go ahead and go to the monsters. Well, Dark Magician's like the ace of the deck. You want to run him. And Dark Magician Girl's like the semi-ace, but you only want to run 2 because 3's dead. And plus I needed more room in this deck, and I wanted to run 3 of these guys. Magician's Valkyria. Like I said, she shuts your opponent down if you have 2 on the field, and I'm trying to get 3 that way I can get more options for her. Summoner Monk, you run a lot of spell cards for one thing, and plus, he's just an instant way to get Skilled Dark Magician or whatever you really need. And Skilled Dark Magician is the guy that you really want to go to, because the point of this deck is to activate a bunch of spell cards, which is what these spellbooks are for. Is you activate Spellbook of Secrets, search for another spellbook, activate that, like say Spellbook of Power for example, have him destroy that monster, get another spellbook that you can activate like Spellbook of Masters, activate that, and that's an instant Dark Magician. And that's the point of this deck. So this deck isn't really supposed to be like all spellbooky. I mean, it's spellbooky, but you know what I mean. It revolves around Dark Magician. And of course Breaker, he's there because he's like a MST monster. And I wanted to run MST in the main, but I needed more monsters. So, yeah, Breaker, and plus Breaker's really cool. I mean, just look at him. He looks so sexy. Gaga Magician, he's just a really awesome Xyz guy. I usually don't run him in decks, but he's a spellcaster, so it's an exception. And plus, he's an instant way to get a Magic Girl, or however you pronounce this guy's name. You guys know who he is, hopefully, and etc. Like, you can do a lot of plays with Gaga Magician. I don't run in any of the other rank 6s because I rarely go into rank 6. So that's the only reason why I run Magic Girl. But anyway, Spellbook Magician is just a search out of Spellbook. Magical Dimension, that's for like if you have a dead Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl in your hand and your opponent's giving you trouble, this will take care of it. Spellbook of Secrets helps you search so you can make more plays. Spellbook of Wisdom is a protection for spellcasters against spells and traps. Spellbook of Power gives the spellcasters more power, plus you can search if you successfully destroy a monster in battle. And this is just, Spellbook of Masters just to copy your own abilities. And Spellbook Star Hall is for two things. First of all, it's for powering up your spellcasters like crazy. And not only that, but it's also for, like, if once it's destroyed, you can add something to your hand that you really need, like a skilled Dark Magician. And Grand Spellbook Tower, that's mainly for draw power. I mean, like, if I ever get the chance to activate this while there's a spellbook in my graveyard, I don't care how many is in my graveyard, I activate this because I like the draw power. And of course, Dark Hall is to destroy everything. You know, it's Dark Hall. I like Dark Hall. And I've already went over traps, so let's go ahead and go to the extra deck. 2 Magic Girls. I run 2 because she's amazing. I wanted to run 3, but the problem is I used to run Chaos Sorcerer in this deck, and I think you'll see that in one of our videos. But the only problem is I only have 2 light monsters, so the odds of them getting in the graveyard, especially if I activate their strategy, is very, very slim. And I can't make 3, unfortunately. And Master Key Beetle, I run 2 because he's there to protect either your Spellbook Tower or your like your skilled Dark Magician. That way you can go ahead and set off your play and activate Dark Magician. And that's the reason why I run 2. Of course, Exciting Knight, or however you pronounce this guy's name, really good card. He just blows up the field if you're in trouble. Gaga Cowboys to finish off your opponent. Black Ship is just to send stuff to your opponent's graveyard. Mace Strokes for protection. Diamond Dire Wolves to destroy. Papillon. Sorry, I just woke up. I can't talk today. We'll just say Papil. Papil's there for to stall. Gymnot Pearl. The main reason why I run Gymnot Pearl is for whatchamacallit, Ophion. But in a duel video, you'll see that he actually comes in handy for another reason. He's this guy's there to destroy spell and trap cards if your opponent has any, and I haven't really gotten to go into him yet, but I know that one day he'll come in handy. Of course, Dracossack, Big Eye, and Master Blaze, those are your standards. What you want to do is you want to go into Skilled Dark Magician, and once you get all the spell counters you need, go in the Dark Magician, and next turn summon Gaga Magician, and that's where he comes in handy. You know, you get a rank, make him level 7. That's an instant rank 7 on one of these because he's a spellcaster type, so you can go into him too. That's one way you can do it. Or if for some reason you have 2 of these guys on the field, then go ahead and go into 2 Dark Magicians and XZ summon, unless you want to kick butt with 2 Dark Magicians, which is what I like to do. And of course, side decking, Maxi and Effect Veiler are just what I always do, and MST's there just in case, like, my opponent runs a back row that involves continuous spells and traps. Lightning Prison Mirrors for Boojins and Constellars. Royal Decrees for pretty much everything because you don't really run a lot of trap cards in this deck. And if Call the Haunted is useless against the deck that you're going up against, then Royal Decree can go ahead and take a good stab at that. DNA Surgeries to counteract everything, really. And Imperial Iron Walls just for Boojins and a bunch of other things that vanish. And yeah, that's pretty much the deck. This isn't really I don't consider it a full-blown, spellbook deck, but it's like I said, it's mainly revolved around a Dark Magician. So yeah, and hopefully the new support would be awesome. If you guys have any information about that, just let me know in the comments below. Or if you have any advice on how to make this deck better, especially you spellbook players out there. Like, I know that I have a lot of friends who run spellbooks. If you have any advice about how to make this deck a lot better, but not making it full-blown spellbooks, like I want to keep the Dark Magician running here, then yeah, just send me comments below. And yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.